Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So Kaleo here on Twitter posting this. It's over for the bears, clean retest, plenty of noise around all-time high breakout as expected. I like it. Just keep stacking, guys. So we did see a significant pullback for Bitcoin yesterday. I've got Bitcoin here on the hourly, and as Kaleo points out here, we can see a rebound off that trend line from the former top, bringing it right back up. We saw that nice tidy bounce right over here, and Bitcoin rebounding back up to 65,200, at least as of the time of this recording. It did go down to 62,800, but now it's right back up here. So the trend is still making higher lows and higher highs on the long term. We could see it wick down there. It wicked down over here, wicked down over here, and technically these are higher highs, right? Higher highs up here. This was an interesting move for not just Bitcoin, but the entire crypto market because other cryptocurrencies did rebound as well. I'm going to get to that in a second because the broader picture didn't look so good. So this from BondCrypt XRP, China's Evergrande officially defaulted. Let me read you guys a little bit of this. Crypto markets shudder as Evergrande fears reemerge. So I did a video about Evergrande a few months ago now. This was kind of the beginning of that default situation. And if you guys didn't catch that video, I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner. But as speculation continues over the fate of the Chinese property development giant, crypto markets were not spared the downturn over fears of its potential collapse. The crypto market was rocked this morning, Asia time, as news the indebted Chinese property giant Evergrande may default on a $148 million bond payment, sent prices dropping around 5% across the board. So they are saying that the crypto market dropped because of this Evergrande story, but let me reiterate, guys. Look at that rebound there, and that's going to be important for the next thing I'm going to discuss. So prices stabilized throughout the day. However, after the firm was able to make the payment at the last moment, as the grace period deadline expired yesterday. With the company around $300 billion in debt, there are concerns over the effect the company defaulting would have on global markets, both crypto and otherwise. So then it just goes into some details about price. Let me just go down here for a second. This is not the first time concerns over Evergrande's future have caused global markets to falter. In September, a similar scare saw crypto markets losing around 9% as the company debt woes made headlines around the world, with the threat of its collapse eliciting comparisons to Lehman Brothers, as I reported. Here's a quote: "Every time Evergrande makes a payment, the clock starts ticking down for the next one, and I think the market's very much aware that it's going to try and use that grace period on its loans," said Andrew Sullivan, founder and writer for AsianMarketSense.com. It doesn't have enough money to pay for everything on time, so it's having to play swing and roundabouts, taking money from the left pocket to pay the right in order to pay different suppliers, different bondholders, etc. So we have the Evergrande story still not out of the woods yet. And, they're saying that this is what is causing the crypto market to default, but not just the crypto market, other markets around the world. Let me reiterate, though, we did see that Bitcoin tumble and then a rebound back up. So what did we see for Bitcoin? A price decline of about 9%. But now we're back up, and now we're only about 5.5% down off where we were from those all-time highs. So it has regained about 50% of what it lost. Let's bring up XRP real quick because we did see a high for XRP the other day, going up around $1.35. And of course, XRP did drop as well. It did drop about 17%, but now it's up. So now it's only down around 8.5%. So again, regaining about 50% of the losses after that dip. So the thing I wanted to mention here is the resilience with regards to not just these two cryptocurrencies, but the market as a whole. I wanted to bring you guys this. XRP Crypto Wolf posted this. So this has to do with the top cryptos peak, then retrace as U.S. inflation surges to 30-year high. So this is also part of the bigger story. The U.S. inflation rate for consumer goods and services hit a 30-year high in October, representing an increase of 6.2% compared to the same time last year. This marked the fifth straight month increase of 5% or more. And it was the fastest annual surge since 1990. The Labor Department noted in its announcement today that the price hikes were broad-based, with the largest increases occurring in the categories of energy, shelter, food, used cars, and trucks, and new vehicles. Specifically, the energy index rose 4.8% last month, as the gasoline index increased 6.1%. Other major energy sectors rose as well. So they're spelling out the sectors here that are seeing increases. Inflation is happening. Obviously, we know this just didn't happen out of the blue. We've been hearing of shipping constraints and supply chain problems. This is all part of the bigger story, the bigger narrative that I'm going to get to in a second. From a month-to-month basis in 2021, inflation increased a seasonally adjusted 0.9% in October, representing a more than double increase from the 0.4% rise in September, while also matching June's 0.9% pace. This chart from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows the monthly breakdown over the past 4 years. So this is just showing 4 years, 2017, 18, 19, and then this decline sharper in 2020 and now kind of flat and going even further down in 2021. That is the 3-month Treasury bill secondary market rate in red here, and then the blue going up in 2020 was the consumer price index for all urban consumers, all items in U.S. city average. So you can see those prices climbing dramatically. Okay, then they talk about cryptocurrency, and again, back to this rebound here, regaining 50% of those losses that we saw purportedly on the Evergrande story, perhaps partially has to do with this inflation rate. I wanted to bring up a few stock market indexes as well, the S&P 500. So take a look at what is happening now. This is the S&P on the 4-hour. Over the last day, we did see that drop, and the markets have not opened yet. So we could see a bit of a rebound there. We have not seen it yet. Let's go take a look at the Dow Jones. We have seen a similar decrease, right? Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ here. Also a significant decrease on the 4-hour. We also got news that Elon Musk was selling his Tesla shares. I know I was on crypto Twitter and people were asking him, hey, are you going to reinvest that money into cryptocurrency? But of course, crickets. We have heard nothing from Elon Musk. So I think this all speaks to a bigger picture, guys, of what is going on. The markets have not opened yet, that being the traditional markets. So we do not know if these markets are going to retrace. Nevertheless, we have seen that retracement for Bitcoin, for XRP, and other cryptocurrencies in the space. And since I'm speaking about XRP, I'm just going to go back here, put this on the daily, just to show you guys. In the video I did yesterday, I was talking about this idea that XRP was pumping above the support level here. Finally got above this ridge on this ascending triangle, and then, of course, we did get that Evergrande news, more inflation. And so let me go back to the 4-hour just to give you guys a sense of where I'm going with this. So it did pump up, came back down, and now it's hovering right in and around here, so right in and around that ridge. So we are still seeing that support. By and large, that support is holding for XRP. Good to know. The other thing I wanted to mention here, guys, cryptocurrency money manager Grayscale now controls $60 billion worth of digital assets. This is from an update that just came out yesterday. It has now surpassed the SPDR Gold shares, the biggest and most liquid gold exchange traded fund in the world in terms of assets under management. Kevin Rook here bringing that to us. Grayscale's AUM just topped 60 billion, and they just flipping the world's largest gold fund. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust accounts for 71% of the aforementioned sum with $43.5 billion. The firm's Ethereum fund comes at a distant second place with $14.8 billion. And Barry Silbert is also commenting on this. Grayscale's assets under management has topped 60 billion. So you guys can see the breakdown here. We've got the Bitcoin Trust here. Of course, it is the lion's share of this fund. And then a few other cryptocurrencies, some familiar names down here like Chainlink, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic. We've got Litecoin, Stellar Lumen, Zcash, so on and so forth, just to name a few. We know XRP used to be on this list, but had to be delisted, according to Grayscale at least, since the lawsuit is still going on. But this is big, huge news for cryptocurrency. The fact that it is now flipped gold, one of the safest hedges against uncertainty that we have seen over centuries. Okay, I don't think you guys understand how big this is. People are putting more faith now in cryptocurrencies than they are in gold, at least some may suggest, by interpreting this. So I think that should speak volumes to where we are going next, or where we could be going next in case of a crisis. Yeah, I'm going to get to that. John Deaton here posting this. So if the SEC truly believed today XRP is a security, it had a legal and ethical duty to seek a preliminary injunction to prevent Ripple's ongoing and future sales, just as it did Telegram. So he retweeted Stéphane Hubert's tweet here. I can't stress this enough. I have to say it every chance I get. We won this case long ago. If the lawsuit had even the slightest chance of success, the SEC would have at the very least tried to file an injunction to stop at least Ripple's XRP sales, which they have not. So he's pointing this out, brand new from November 10th. This was just from yesterday. Registration of 2 digital tokens halted. The SEC today instituted proceedings against American Crypto Fed DAO LLC, a Wyoming-based organization, halting the effectiveness of the company's registration of 2 digital tokens as securities. So this is the latest from the SEC, guys, halting the distribution of 2 digital tokens from this company here, Crypto Fed DAO LLC, in the SEC's order instituting proceedings. The Enforcement Division alleges that on September 16th, 2021, American Crypto Fed filed a materially deficient and misleading registration form known as a Form 10, which purported to register 2 digital tokens issued by American Crypto Fed called Ducat and Lock. So they are now gunning for other companies where they can clearly define that these token offerings are illegal. And this is why they have specifically halted the distribution of these particular tokens, whereas at no point did the SEC ever halt Ripple's distribution of XRP. It was just out of an abundance of caution that many of these exchanges in the US did delist XRP. They were not legally obliged to do so, but they did just to be cautious. But here we have a clear-cut example of the SEC saying, no, you guys have to halt these 2 digital tokens, namely Ducat and Lock, by the American Crypto Fed DAO LLC company. So something very interesting to point out here. Wanted to thank Stéphane Hubert and John Deaton for sharing this. And we also got to remember, guys, Ripple is growing by leaps and bounds. Just another one from Stéphane Hubert. On the left, you see Ripple's job postings a year ago. And on the right, here are their current job postings. And just take a look at the number, just the sheer quantity of jobs that Ripple posted a year ago. They had 21 job openings here from a year ago, going back on the Wayback Machine. And then today, you can see Ripple posting 94 jobs. So even just in terms of sheer employment, the number of employees of high-level positions that Ripple still needs to hire for has more than quadrupled in the last 12 months. So another interesting point here from Stéphane Hubert. Wanted to keep going, guys. Ripple's Liquidity Hub, the big news, and I didn't get a chance to play this new video here on the Liquidity Hub website from Ripple. I figured I'd play you guys this if you haven't seen it. This is coming in 2022. Here's what they have to offer.
It's no longer an idea or something on the horizon. It's here, a reality today. Crypto. And it's already a part of how businesses and people trade, move, and manage value. In 2021, established financial institutions such as PayPal, Square, Visa, and MasterCard built out crypto-based products and services. This type of institutional enthusiasm indicates that crypto is here to stay. Today, enterprises are looking to diversify asset holdings, to offer crypto trading services to end customers, to pay employees in crypto, and to accept crypto as a form of payment. To support these activities, institutions need access to crypto liquidity. Coming in 2022 and beyond, at Ripple, we're building Liquidity Hub. Once launched, Ripple's Liquidity Hub platform will enable companies to seamlessly access crypto from a variety of venues. The product will support a turnkey integration and allow companies to offer their end customers the ability to buy, sell, and hold crypto. Enterprises will be able to maintain separate accounts via Ripple's custody solution and monitor and analyze transactions through a comprehensive dashboard. But that will be just the beginning for Liquidity Hub. As a leading liquidity platform, it will enable many additional enterprise applications for crypto and serve as a cost-effective way to source a variety of new and cutting-edge crypto assets. Join us for this exciting journey as we explore new horizons and applications of crypto.
And so boom goes the dynamite. More details there on the Liquidity Hub. I'm sure some of you guys have probably seen that video, but I thought I'd bring it to you today because I did not mention it in the video I did yesterday. So broadening it out, institutional clients becoming that aggregator for liquidity. And of course, we all know it's going to be running through XRP. And to that point there, right, another update from Ripple Swell. This is what Gary Gensler is trying to stop. Let that sink in here. This from Anders L on Twitter. Here's a video clip from some companies that Ripple is partnered with discussing the benefits of running on RippleNet.
And from a customer perspective, they are always very, very keen to know where their money is, right? It's very hard-earned money. A lot of them are from different stratas of society. Some of them are young and enthusiastic. A lot of our customers are younger millennials who are kind of But one thing that they ask us all the time is, where's my money? And for that, we need to ensure that the money gets delivered very fast. And I think that's one thing that with using the solutions that we've built over a period of time, which are proprietary ones, as well as what Ripple brings to the table, I think that makes our life easier in telling them, because payments are instant, they're quick.
So just another example, you guys could see there a representative from Instarem. That's a company that facilitates cross-border payments for vulnerable populations, underbanked and unbanked people. And just to Anderzel's point here, this is what Gary Gensler is trying to stop. Let that sink in. Which just brings us back to this whole point here. This that Stéphane Hubert mentions, we've won this case long ago. Everything that the SEC is doing at this point in time, or grasping at this point in time, just doesn't make sense. And I think it's only a matter of time before we finally get the verdict, guys. I honestly do. So I'm going to move on. Crypto Addy posting this: ISO 20022 messaging T2/T2S migration for Europe will take place according to a Big Bang scenario. So we were thinking that it was going to get phased in all at once, but now what is being suggested is that it is going to happen all at once, meaning the migration will not take place gradually, but converted in one go. The European Central Bank extension date is now November of 2022. So that is the extension date on that. I don't know why they would do that. They can extend as much as they want, but the current state of affairs of the global financial system is hanging on by a thread. I believe it all starts in 2022, and definitely before November. I think November has been given as a maximum implementation date, this coming from BondCrypt XRP. So the year 2022, ISO 20022, the number 22 keeps popping up. I recently just did a video about that. I'll link it up here if you guys are interested in a fun video that explores the number 22 and its connection to Ripple and XRP. So just another update there, guys, with regards to the global financial system and the push for a 2022 implementation date happening in a Big Bang scenario. And a Big Bang. I've talked on this channel in the past about something that could rock not just the financial system, but society at large. And Tank Girl here on Twitter posted this. It was brought to my attention by Dawdler for XRP. I'm not going to play you guys this video clip, but this lady here, she was on TikTok. She discusses this World Economic Forum prediction of a cyber pandemic, which I have also mentioned on this channel over the years. Last year I did a video on that. Klaus Schwab discussing a potential cyber pandemic. I did an updated video about 6 months ago about that, but I like to bring this up every few months, guys. More and more are we seeing signs that this could happen. And it's also very telling, seeing who's behind this, that what we're hearing, they're making it sound like it is out of government's control. Meanwhile, evidence tends to suggest otherwise. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you guys a little bit of the video that I did about 6 months ago to give you a basis of what I'm going to talk about next. I did this in April of 2021. Listen to this. A report published last year by the WEF Carnegie Cyber Policy Initiative calls for the merging of Wall Street banks, their regulators, and intelligence agencies as necessary to confront an allegedly imminent cyber attack that will collapse the existing financial system. In November of 2020, which is when I originally published that video, I will link that video up here, the World Economic Forum and Carnegie Endowment for International Peace co-produced a report that warned that the global financial system was increasingly vulnerable to cyber attacks. Advisors to the group that published the report included representatives from the Federal Reserve, the Bank of England, the International Monetary Fund, Wall Street giants like JP Morgan, and Silicon Valley behemoths like Amazon. The ominous report was published just months after the World Economic Forum had conducted a simulation of that very event, a cyber attack that brings the global financial system to its knees. Does that sound familiar to you? World Economic Forum had conducted a simulation of that very event, a cyber attack that brings the global financial system to its knees. Now, where else did we see a simulated event that predicted a global pandemic? I don't know if you guys know this, but Event 21, which happened in October of 2019, which was before the world fell to their knees because of the beer flu pandemic, this occurred, and this was also a simulation. I'm not going to get into this, but I will leave this resource here in the description of this video. Down here, though, guys, this was put on by Johns Hopkins University, the World Economic Forum, and none other than the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Let me just bring up another page with regards to this. So here are some photos from the event. View some photos from Event 201 Pandemic Tabletop Exercise held on October 18th, 2019 in New York, New York. And so even just to scroll through here, you guys can see it was a panel, and they were basically discussing what could happen if the world saw a global pandemic. Coincidentally, or not so coincidentally, less than half a year later, most of the world was locked down because of a global pandemic. All right, so should we be worried? Let me play you guys this clip. Now, this is directly from the World Economic Forum's website, weforum.org, and this was just published in January of this year, and they talk about a cyber attack with beer flu-like characteristics. Listen to this. Okay, I'm going to stop the video there, and I think I've decided, I'm going to link this video in the top right-hand corner of the video that you're currently watching. If you guys want to watch further, it goes on for a little longer. Essentially, though, just to give you the highlights, I mean, you should watch this presentation, though, because it is kind of scary, but just to give you some highlights, Cyber Polygon was an event that occurred a few months after I originally did this video. And at Cyber Polygon, their mandate, as stated in this environment, the best strategy to safeguard our future is to build up the right skills and to understand the risks involved. This is why Cyber Polygon 2021 was dedicated to secure ecosystem development. Cyber Polygon is a unique cybersecurity event that combines the world's largest technological exercises for corporate teams and an online conference featuring senior officials from international organizations and leading corporations. I wanted to just bring you guys down here too. There was another point that I wanted to highlight because I thought this was shocking. Remember, this happened in July of this year. They mention here the technical training was designed for the participants to exercise their skills in repelling a massive supply chain attack on a business critical system in real time. Did I read that right? A massive supply chain attack? And so you remember this story, right? A huge container ship that blocked the Suez Canal in March, disrupting global trade, is finally leaving the waterway after Egypt signed a compensation deal with its owners and issuers. This was the beginning of what they were allegedly preparing us for. Not to mention this bizarre story that occurred on October 23rd, 2021, a fire broke out, coincidentally, on a cargo ship after about 40 shipping containers fell overboard due to rough seas off the coast of Vancouver Island. Things that make you go, All right, so back to this. Down here, the event also incorporated an expert track for field professionals, which featured insightful presentations by cybersecurity experts. The track addressed an array of current cyber risks and threats, as well as key aspects of developing a mature cybersecurity posture. This coming from the Cyber Polygon conference by the World Economic Forum back in the summer. And need I remind you guys that about a month ago, XRPL Labs came out with this development. XRP Ledger payments could go offline with new proof of payments protocol. That's right, they're creating a protocol which would allow XRP payments to be conducted without an internet connection. How convenient is that? Offline payments might soon be featured on the XRPL as developers at XRP Ledger Labs, the software company behind XRPL-based digital payment solutions, recently revealed the prototype of their proof of payments protocol. And here is that specific tweet back from earlier last month, October 6th, 2021. So it's all sounding eerily convenient, does it not? So think about it for a second, especially now. If we can make cryptocurrency payments on RippleNet without an internet connection, in the midst of what the World Economic Forum is preparing us for, yes, a cyber pandemic, which also begs the question, why didn't the World Economic Forum mention Ripple, XRP, and for that matter, Stellar's XLM in this infographic? Now, this was just posted a couple of days ago. Here's how companies can make sure they are blockchain ready. The World Economic Forum outlining many different cryptocurrencies here, highlighting Ethereum and Bitcoin with many other projects, including Solana, Ethereum Classic, I think Chainlink is in here as well, just to name a few. But I was looking at this, I could not see an XRP logo, nor for that matter, a Stellar logo. This tweeted out by Cryptomaniac 101, so I wanted to thank him for that. So why is it, considering the World Economic Forum, as 2 of the 5 cryptocurrencies that we should be paying attention to, they outline this in this document back from June of 2021, Cryptocurrencies, a guide to getting started. I mean, it sounds to me like they want to keep the most lucrative cryptocurrency project secret. And considering where all signs are pointing to, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw these particular cryptocurrencies for payment solutions rally the most. If a crisis certainly does come across the table, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.